Havai of Seder Shtalshlos, Havai Shlomaylam is Seder Shtalshlos. Havai Seder Shtalshlos, Mocker for Elam is the means the way the Abisha relates to Elam's. Havai Shlomaylam Seder Shtalshlos, the Abisha reveals the way he is. Then he says, and he brings some Terei, that the two Shems Havai are in Ratzon Gufa. Generally, Ratzon is Lamaylam Seder Shtalshlos, so he explains over there, Gufa there's also two levels. The lower level of Havai, that he wants to create the world, and then there is the source that he's able to be Eile B'Tzeine. Because he's Poshet B'Tachza Pshitus, therefore, when he'll decide that he wants to have Eilemis, he's Eile B'Tzeine that he could have Eilemis. And he says that's the two levels. The lower level of Havai, that's Alisa Rotzen L'Haitzil Shverin Sof Lifnei Tzimtzum. I think here's where we're holding, in page Chavov. V'Havai Aleph Hu Kedem Alisa Rotzen. The higher level of Havaya is Kedem Alisa Rotzen. Yesh Leimar, the Havaya Beis Shu Havaya Seder Shtalshlos Hirikemei Hu Berin Sof Shlifnei Tzimtzum Hu Inyan Shorshei Havoyis K'm Shekulim B'Harotzen. He's going to, so to speak, connect the two explanations, what he said before. He says that Shem Havai, the lower Shem Havai is Shem Havai of Seder Shtalshlos. Shem Havai, or Aleph, is Lamaylam of Seder Shtalshlos. So he says that the level of Shem Havai of Seder Shtalshlos, the way it's Lifnei Atzimtzum, means the way Seder Shtalshlos stands Lifnei Atzimtzum, that's the Sherish of, that's the Esses Agnuzis, the sherish of these inyonim, the way they are in Rotzen, the way Ola B'Tzeine that he wants to have Elamis. Who sherish the Memalak Lam and Hakol B'Rin Sof HaBlik V'Chulu Kana. This is the sherish of Memal, the way it's in Lifnei Atzimtzum. The way Blik V'Ul, they could be also Gvul, they could be also as a Spheres. That's the idea of Spheres of there. Therefore over there we say it's Lifnei Atzimtzum, it's Kol Batzmus, it's included within him. The whole Teichen of it is that if he wants, so it could be. That is the ultimate source of the sphere, of the essence spheres. In other words, if we'll be able to look at things the way they are, ultimately, the M is the truth, the reality of everything that we're living in is, this is the Teichen, the Tzir Prati, what's the M is the shadish of it, what's the real source of it, is the essence spheres Agnuzis. The way he and his infinite decision decided that he wants to have all the Ritzin, there should be Eilemis. Not because there's something to Eilemis on its own, because he's Ein Sof as he wants, he could express himself in this thing. It's B'Yicholte if he wants, it's in his ability, if in his decision, that if he wants, it'll be that. That's the way they are in Lifnei Atzimtzum. So before he ever wants, before he gives place for this individual things, that's a Sfiris. The way they is B'etzem, he's Rotzen. He's able to meditate, just like a person's idea of Rotzen is, he could want anything, like he started off the Hemshech. The idea of Kesed, that person could go anywhere. Rotzen is Bli Gvul. So to Lamayl, Fakir Lamayl, the Amitzin of Rotzen, Taka could have anything and anywhere, in any expression. That's the idea of Shem Havaya Aleph. Omnom. He says that really, although he wants to, here he's trying to combine the two pshotim, the two shemes Havaya Havaya. Now one Havaya is of Seder Shtalshlos, the other Shem Havaya is L'maylam is Seder Shtalshlos, and that he wants to combine with the Shem Havaya of Lifnei Atzimtzum, that's the Ein Sof. That's the Esses the way they Lifnei Atzimtzum. And the Shem Havaya, Aleph is the way it's before the Esses came about, the Etzem Harotzen, the will. So that would be corresponding to the way it came out in Atzilus. There's the Esses of Atzilus, the Shem Havaya, Yud Kei Vov Kei is the Chochma Bin and Midas and Malchus. Then you have Rotzen, that's higher than Atzilus, higher than that Shem Havaya. So that's what he wants to transform into Lifnei Atzimtzum. So he says, but really, these two levels that I'm just explained is really one. Because he can't really differentiate between the Rotzen and the things that he wants. Because the things that he wants, the Rotzen for Elamis, that is one entity. That's the Teichen of everything over there. What is everything there? What is it? What is the Teichen of Elamis? the aliyas harotzen, that he wants it. Lamato, in order that the thing should exist, the thing has to be here. The fact that I want is nothing. It means nothing. But Lamailo, the market of everything is the rotzen. That made it happen. So really, when Allah B'Tzeini, that's the pure, that's the greatest stage of the mitzvahs of the things that exist, and only later did they come into being. Nachrat Tzimtzum, but Lifnei Tzimtzum, it's part and part, it's together with Rotzen. That's why it says the Bederach Dem Sakel Echad or the Bechlal Shosh Yavoy Saklulim Chulu Hu Gam B'chinas HaRotzen Masha'Olah B'Tzein L'Haitzil. It's part of it. It's part of the creation, the source of creation. Derech calls it B'chinas Sheidush Malkalam. Havaya Aleph Shehu Asherish Liyisei Lekach. This is the source that he should ever want. Hu Yirayv the Kol Rayvi. So Etzem HaRotzen Akel Lakel. Anything could come of it. Not the Rotzen for this individual thing. Which before he was saying that it's two different aspects. There's what he wants and there is that he wants. Then he's saying no, but that means that he wants this. So it's already connected to this, and that's the amitis of it. Mashiach was saying that Havaya Aleph is the way the Eibush is removed for any rotzen. What's Seif of Kalam? It's not the Eibush relates to the worlds for individual worlds for it is. The Eibush wants to reveal himself, not to become a Sheish for Elam. For Eizik Mishkos the Ramatzal v'Yemazei Chaped Rosh Harishin Perek Dal the Tzur Hu Sheish Shomokol Kol Sheish Havoye Tzur. We say Tzur Chayenu. The Eibush is Tzur. That's the source for all creations. V'zohin Shem Havaya Aleph P'chinas. Raivet the Kol Raivet. He says two l'sheinis l'kotatera. First is Husheirish Umokel Kol Shorshi Ha'avoyo. He's the source to all sources of creation, and then he adds, this is all Lashon Kotatera. V'shorish Ha'avoyo Hu Bei Behelem Bekeach V'lei Bepeil. It's only the Bekeach for creation. There's no Bepeil. There's nothing existent Bepeil. It's all him. So here he divides these two l'sheinis from the Alter Rebbe, from the Alter Rebbe and the Kotatera. These are corresponding to the two stages that we're talking about. The Sheirish Umokil Kol Shorshi Havoyo, that's from it eventually everything could happen. That's the Raiva the Kol Raivin. Then once he wants already, Shorshi Havoyo Bebehel Bekech Lebepeil, Zeu B'chinas Shem Havaya Bais. Haim B'chinas Sheirish Umokil Edem Malakol and Akol Betzim Barotzen. Shiur, what's this brackets over here? What does he want to say over here with this? Does he want to say like the first pshat he said? Is this going like before the Omnum Be'emes? Or is it going even after the Omnum Be'emes? When he says Sheir Shumokal Kol Shorshi Havoyo. Yeah. It's because all the B'tzeinik to have it. He wants to have Chesed, he wants to have Gvura, he wants to have Chochmah. The Rots, the way it's there, the way it's Lifnei Tzimtzum. That's in Poshet. He could want whatever he wants and he decides he wants this. So there's the wanting and there's what he wants.
So wanting is Aleph, what he wants is more detailed as Bet.
Al Derech, yeah. The fact that he could want, that's Aleph. The fact that he's expressing it and what he wants, that's already Bais. But here it seems that he's trying to say it depends how you translate the Etzem Arotz Nakel Lakel.
So when the Rebbe says in somewhere that there's two Ratzon, Shte Ratzonim. So this two results will be two Shem.
Rotz not Golin and Rotz not Kodum, that's these two levels. Rotz not God, the way Taki wants Elamis. He's relating to the Yin of Elamis, even though he's Lamaila Elamis, but he's relating, he's speaking about it. That's the Rotz not Golin. The Rotz not Nelam, or another place it's called Rotz not Mucha, the Rotz not Kodum, is the way he could want. He wants to want. He would like to want. Which means that ultimately he doesn't really want. He doesn't need it. And the taking of everything is whatever he wants, that will be. So he never really relates to Elamis. It's so to speak like Sfiris Ein Ketz. Everything is there. Anything he could want. The taking of everything is as he will want. That's what will come to be. But there's no Inyan to express these 10 things, these 10 Sfiris. And the thing is that even after you wanted as a Sfiris, Lifnei Tzimtzum, if they would come the way they are Lifnei Tzimtzum, although here in this Hamshach he's going to explain how it's already a beginning of Esses Sfiris. So we have to be careful how we're wording over here, because there's Lashem is the way that the whole Tzimtzum Arishim, but Derech Siluk is only b'yachas Tereira Bligvul, so to speak, the Shem Havaya Ha'alef. The Ein Sof HaBligvul, that's not felt the Achra Tzimtzum. But the Esses Sfiris Agnuzas, they come out, they're in this Gal in the Kav, Derech Gila Helam, he calls it. We'll see how it fits in with other places. We'll see if he'll touch on it. Get it further. So the Fizeh, because Esses Sfiris Agnuzas Shabashir Shemok Rakav, Hu in Shem Havaya. This Shem Havaya, although we're speaking about Esses Sfiris Agnuzas, which it's Sfiris, still it's the Ian of Shem Havaya, because it's the way he's rated the thing. It's not the way there's the Ian and the thing Kameshu. The Ein Zukmi Hashem is the Rashim. The Shem Havaya, Hu Shem Ha'etzim, Shem Yuchad, it's one thing with the Eivish, because it's him expressing himself, just like a Ratzah. When a person wants something, it's him wanting it. There's nothing to do with the thing other than the fact that he wants it. Even there's what he wants, but the Teichen over here, Befrat was speaking over here, that here's the source of creation, here's where it's coming to exist. So that's the whole being of it, that's only what he wants. It's not that there's something to it but besides that. Therefore it's all Havaya, it's Miyuchid. וגם לפי מה שכוסף בו כמח הדין שבעצם הוא שובחנס בלי גבול נאיכו גם כי here we're saying that Esses Sfiris, and that was the Shem Havaya, there's the 4 letters which showed the correspondent to Esses Sfiris. Another place we say Shem Etzem means it expresses the treatise of the Ein Sof, not the way he wants these Esses Sfiris. Still suits here too. Shareheim bli malig ab Esses Sfiris the Kelim, because they're still not Eifin of bli Gvul. They don't have the tzir of the Esses Sfiris of Kelim, therefore they are united, like we learned before. Uhu, b'chin Shem Havaya, shaykh l'sei di shtal shlos. It's of a bligvul mamish. So, Shem Havaya Olav, b'chin Raiva the Kol Raivin, that is the source of will. He's not wanting anything, it's the idea that he can want whatever he wants. He didn't go anywhere yet. But the mere fact that he's revealed that anything he could want, it's the mocker of the tzin, is the will of the nefesh, which that itself is also revelation. There's nothing but him, whatever he wants, that's the way things go. That itself is an expression, that's the Sherish HaSeviv. Kids, best first, Agnuzah and Sherish HaGvul, Hainu, Gvul de Eiris. Not speaking of the Gvul of Kelim, that's Rishim. As far as Agnuzah, that's Eiris. Vehein Shem Havaya. Zewa Yikra Havaya Aleph is Kelim Alei Sorotzen. Not Bais Baalei Sorotzen. Find the Shem Havaya Aleph who be'etzem Harotzen, before he wants. Before he has a certain will for a certain thing, and so if I believe Sheish B'Khan Seiv Kol, Beis or Shor Sheish Haklum Be'er Sof, for who Sheish B'Khan Seiv. So this is all explaining that although we're saying that there's already Sfiris in there, so how can I say it's Gilead Helem? So he's saying because there's an Ian of Sfiris already in Ein Sof, in Lifnei Tzimtzum. Actually, Shazau Pirish Nasa Odom Betzalmenu Kid Musein. Could say this is the meaning we say that the Eibush has said, let us make Odom Betzalmenu Kid Musein. Which Odom usually means says V'koyal Odom al Pchinas Odom ha'elin da'atzilus. We're speaking here about the Shiur of Odom, the way it's in Elikus. The Eshes Fish that Zilus, Heim Pchinas Shiur Odom, Golgalte, Meiche, there's all the faculties. So he's saying like this. There's Betzalmeinu and Atzilus in the Odom, and there's Kid Museinu. In other places in Chassidus, B'Tzalmeinu Kid Musein is explained, B'Tzalmeinu is going on Atzilus and Kid Musein is going on Biyah. Why? B'Tzalmeinu means really the way he is. Kid Musein means it's a Demus, it's a figure that I know that the Eibusha has these spheres. I know I'm coming from the Eibusha. The fact that I have the essence sphere, that Biyah, experience, the Chochma and Biyah, Bina, all the essence spheres, is coming from the Eibusha. It's not the way it's in the Eibusha. It's not godly, it's not a lakus. It's from the Eibusha. Depend on the Eibush. It's thanks to the Eibush. Only because in the Eibush exist these things, therefore we can have it. Like say, Ein Chodor Lamato, Shein L'Sherish L'Maylo. Everything down here is a manifestation. It's not the way it's in the Lukus. It's thanks to the Lukus. It's nivra from him, the same Lukus. It's Tein Tchunis. So it's considered the Dumus. It's to show us, it's like a moshel for the Nimshel. It's not the way it's in him. It's telling us that really, it's just telling us that there is such a thing in the Sherish, which is Be'edare higher, much, much greater.
It's only a reflection.
It's only a reflection, yeah. To tell me about it. To tell me about something higher, something greater. That's ultimately what this world is. Kid Hussein. That's the Derech Klal Chassidus. That's also Das Tacht and Das Ayin. Bitla Yesh Bitl Mitzvah. I know I'm dependent or I'm expressing the Emes of the Eibishter. But here he says both Teyadim, Tzalmeinu and Kid Hussein, Tzelam and Mus, both are in Atzilus itself. The essence says that Atzilus has the tzirah. In Betzalmeinu Hainu, what's Betzalmeinu? Hainu mebchinas essence spheres hagnuzes b'matzilon. From what's coming from the essence spheres hagnuzes, that's Betzalmeinu. Why? Shemehem nimshu ha'eres the essence spheres. Shehem b'chinas neshama shalodem Atzilus. That's the neshama. That's the kav. K'maymer v'ahu neviu iu k'nesh shmoso. Just like we say, the water that's giving life to the tree, it's the neviu, it's like a neshama. So to l'maylo, the kav that's giving chayis, the rest of spheres, it's a neshama that's coming from the Eres, the Shorsha Eres. Then there's Kid Museinu, that's Pchinas Rashim, Shemimenu Sheish HaKelim, that's Shem Pchinas Gufe. The idea of the Eibishter not revealing himself. The whole idea of Eres, the Eibishter is expressing himself in these 10 things. Kelim is other, the way the Eibishter is hiding and not expressed. The Kech HaGvul, the power to show other than himself. That there's the essence spheres are Ayin. So he's saying this is Tzalmeinu Kid Museinu, that Atzilus is made of both side the air side Kelim. Achin Harin Sof Atzmei, before he came out to Sheir Eres, the Yishayach b'Pchinas Odom Kli Odom, he's higher than the Yin of Odom. For Babir, the Shishim in Mamlach is Ksav Yad Rabzal Kosav, he writes like this. For Kol Sfira L'Shayach Likri Batzmusim Uhusei Rak b'Pchinas Erein Sof Shom Shayach Likri B'Shem Sfira Avalei b'Pchinas Eses Sfiras Ki Gam b'Pchinas Erein Sof Ein Misperchul Aval b'Mhusei Batzmusei L'Shayach Shom Sfira Klal Shem Sfira Klal. So what is he saying? According to him, he's saying that even the Insof, true, it's not Eser, but there is spheres. The mere fact that it's a revelation, so it's a revelation that encompasses everything, and everything is Ein Mispor, it's Bli Gvul. Nishma Lefizet. This is a lotion from the Xavier Rab for the Pinchas Reizes, which he wrote Alter Rebbe. This is very meduik the lotion. So he's going to be medaik in the lotion. Nishma Lefizet. The Gamer in Sof ha-bilti mugul shalamayla ma'akav shayach sfiris. Rak b'mhuz v'atzmus ha-moir l'shayach shum sfira klal. Why? V'ayin l'yesh eiru b'chinas gilui v'chol gilui ha'idei sfira v'lochen shayach sfira gamer ha-bli gvul. Since it is revelation, it's expression, so it has to express with what it's expressing it. It's like saying you have a piece of wood and you can carve out of it any figure. So we'll say there's 3 stages. There's the piece of wood. Then there is the understanding, the flaw that any figure could come out of it. Then there's actually when he carves it on certain figures. So the havana that I could have any figure, the idea behind it is not a limited, it's one, not the other. It's anything and anything I could carve out of it. It's not mugdir. But sof, it's with what it expresses its Ein Sof. It's not that it is Ein Sof. It's that it's felt, that it's heard, that it's expressed, that it's seen. Even though it's seemingly encompassing anything, but there is with what. There's how it says itself out. Then there is, how it actually comes to express certain ways when it actually happens. That's, let's say, the Hamoshel, as in it's already coming on Mokar for these 10 things. The Eibush is all about saying he wants to express these 10 things. He wants to show that he could express himself in these 10 yonim. Then there is the Ein Sof, it didn't decide it, so to speak, this Darga, the Eibush is expressing self, not to become a Sheirish Leilam as how he could express himself these 10 things. Expressing the way he is. If it's expresses, in other words, to realize the pshitus of the Ein Sof, anything could be over there. There's no way how it has to be. Anything could be. Pshitus. What's that pshitus? When you ask the question, taich pshitus, in other words, when Eir is going to say pshitus, there's going to be a hafla about it. That's anything accomplishing. It's shleimus de kula. Ein sof shleimus de kula. Anything is there. You can't define it. Anything could exist there. That greatness is so that wow, that is the that is sof spheres. That's mitvos ezoxechares. Not that is chokhmah. You know why there is chokhmah? Because anything and anything could be. This is a part of the blikvul of the Eibishter. So really, in any angle you look, anything you'll see. What do you see? That is a bit of the Ein Sof spheres. There's two ways to touch the word Ein Sof. Ein spheres Ein Ketz. The same thing. He says Ein mispor. Yeah, spheres Ein Ketz. The same diagram. The Yesh mispor. We'll see the lotion over here. Let's see it inside.
So why did he say in the Likutei Torah that the Chokhmah is a itchadshut?
Because to see Chokhmah as Chokhmah, not as a Gili of the Ein Sof, that is Ischadshus. The Kliya Chokhmah is Ischadshus. The way it's in Eir, it's because the Eibush is expressing himself in the Yin of the Eir. It's Al Derech will say Nefesh. Let's speak about it in the person. Yeah, you have the nefesh has the abilities to do anything, to be mischakim, to be mischasid. Then there is when he actually is mischakim. So the ability to become chokhmah is also chokhmah, but the way it's keach hanefesh, the way it's dovuk hanefesh, the way it's nefesh comes here, nefesh is expressing itself in the chokhmah. You don't see something but the nefesh. It's nothing to focus on. I can't take it without the nefesh. It's nefesh is mischakim. I say this one said the word. If I could focus on the word without this one, in the emek havon of this one, not chat that there's a person that I could define who it is. That I realize that anything expressed is coming from a nefesh. Hamischakim, that's Eir. When I'm able to see it and the way it's there, it's not defined. The way nefesh is mischakim. Once when it comes away in a hagdoradik way of chokhmah, that's yesh, that's ischadshus. That's the teir harishin. That's the highest refined keach, but it's a keach. It's not nefesh. Something like that. So but here he's saying even higher. He's saying the Eibishter is not coming to express himself in these 10 ways, in this spheres. How Ein Sof, there's no way he could not express himself. So could we take one of the ways? It's like the question we once spoke about. Can you take a cup of water from Ein Sof water? You can't take a cup. If you're taking a cup, you're not taking the Ein Sof. Ein Sof doesn't divide. Anything you take, this is a bit expression of the Ein Sof. He has anything and anything. That's the teichen of every sphere. Every sphere tells me, not just spheres and cats, there is Ein Ketz, a fanim, how to express himself. Every expression is a Ein Ketz spheres. Because everything tells me that he's Ein Sof in any way he could come, and that's the teichen of Chokhmah. You know what Chokhmah is? Because the Eibush is anything and also Chokhmah. The Eibush is anything and also Binah. Not to take Chokhmah as Chokhmah. And therefore, you wouldn't if Elamus would come from there, we would realize everything is a pshit to say Ein Sof. What's the teichen of this? Because the Eibush is Pashem Tachs Pshitus, therefore this could be. So then we'd never be able to relate to anything. Everything you would see, it's Pshitus. In order there should be Elamus for the Kavon Al Yen, there should be Elamus, and there should be Nirgish Alakos Al Botza Matur, Al Botza Tziur, is all of it saying Elahaitzil. What? That it should be Taka Chokhmah. Taka because he wants it. But he wants Chokhmah. He wants Binah. It's like Rotzen, and a person wants a specific thing. So on one hand, he wants the thing, he wants Taka the thing. Oh, but what's the teichen of the thing? That he wants it. Taka wants Dafke this, nothing else. But the whole teichen of it, what makes it significant is only because he wants it. That's when already that he Ola B'Tzeine for Eser. Shirish Sfiris, Sfiris Agnuzis. That's Shirish Hamimali. He's relating to this. But the way it's lifting at Tzimtzum, says the way it's in Rotzen, the way it's in Agolu, it's all him. That's what that to be at Tzimtzum. But she can higher than that, he says over here. That's really the idea of Sfiris. It's come free. Rak im Hus vat Samor l'shach shem Sfira klal. V'hainu liyesh erubchenes gilui v'chol gilui this Sfira. What type of Sfira we'll have later? A whole hemja, a whole bunch of mavonim explaining the word Sfira, 4 types of Sfira, whether it's telling like Mesapir or Sfira Loshen Evan Sapir. It's clear. It's revealing. Is verlochen shaykh Sfira gam beir ablikvul mikol mekem misper es Sfira zagnuzes ich leimed le shaykh rak de shede shakav shom shaykh leimed Sfira zagnuzes shazo bkhines mamal kolam men kemei sho bekem besher shom kene ben sobarkh le yes der mamal kolam hu bkhines es Sfira al ken gam besher shaykh leimed Sfira zagnuzes since eventually Memali, the Taichas, he relates to certain things. He's Memali Kolam, he comes everything to what it is. So the Sheirish of it is the way the Olabet saying it for this thing. That's the Sheirish Asfiris. There's Esasfiris. There's no amount to Sfiris. Sfiris ad ein ketz. Und was Sfiris gufe b'chinas pshitus legamri. שזהו אין בלי גבול שאין הגבול או מספר לספירס והספירס עצמו אני מבחינס בלי גבול דהיינו שאין מבחינס פשיטוס. What does that mean? There's bli gvul spheres and the spheres itself are nefim of pshitus. That's what we were speaking before. We'll see it says it inside. Kidur binyan antu chad v'lo b'chushbin. At the word of pshat antu chad we say it in Pascal Yo antu chad v'lo b'chushbin anti lo kol iloin. So he says, what's the pshat? Antu chad, and therefore he's lo b'chushbin. L'yei se chad be'etzem, he's be'etzem oneness, he's not defined. Al keinu lo b'chushbin, and it's pash saying shiur. There's anything could be. Shazo in sphere saying ketz. Umemele, since that's the source of all the being, is kol ha'is pash to super b'chinas chad. So the lo b'chushbin, the ein sof efani ha'is pash, that goof is also antu chad. He's not less chad when he's in the Loch B'chushban. It says the husband Antu Chad Lo B'chushban that or he's Antu Chad or he's Lo B'chushban. Since he's Antu Chad, therefore if he's going to be mispashet, he's going to comment to Gedorim, it's going to be Lo B'chushban because he's not defined. So when he'll comment to the definition, it'll be an Ein Sof Eifanim. But here he takes it further than that. Since the Sibbe of why does he have the many, why does he have the ribui, is because he's poshut, because achtas pshut, because he's not defined. So what can come from him? Anything could come. You can't say not, you can't say yeah, whatever you're going to say is wrong. Anything could be. So ultimately, anything that happens, what's the teichen of everything is the chad, the pshitas of him. That he says, kol ha'is pashtus of k'mas chad.
So it's relating. It's all triggered by the ratzon.
Right.
So that's why they could be in the bli gvul of all sphirot too. That are
because everything is going to be bli gvul, right? Because it's not coming to this thing and that thing. Everything is expressing that mitzvah pshitus. Therefore, it's not a stir to the bli gvul, right? Or else it will be a kasha v'nei obey. If it's bli gvul coming here, mit was how mit them all become dvarim ugbolim. You can't say just thanks to the fact that he have a keich bli gvul, therefore he can have bli gvul in yonim. This itself has to be bli gvul. So the fact that it's coming from bli gvul, it's nirgish and everything. Why am I here? Because he's ein sof, he's ein mugdar. Therefore anything could be. So in every individual teyar, it's realized that what is it? It's one expression of the ein sof. That's the question. Really, Samuel Tzedek speaks about this barichas and derech tzisecha. We say in davening, Mordabu masecha avaye, kulam b'chochmas isa. So when we say bepashtes, we're saying how many you made Eibishter. Or have so many ribbon nivroim. How did you make it? Kulam b'chochmas isa. You made it all through what chochma. It's another way to explain it. Samuel Tzedek says, Morabu masech avaye. David HaMelech is asking a question. How is there Rabu Masech Havai? How is there many? If you're one, Havai Echod, how did the Bitam will come many? And this he answers, Kulam b'chokhmas, so they came about through chokhmah, through the kelim. Question is, what kind of answer is this? That's another question, that's not for now.
Question stays.
Because if he's pshittis, how could that? Fine. We're not going to go answer that, but the question is a different question. What's such a strong question? How can you have Rebbe from the Eibishter? The Eibishter is Kil Yochel. What's the question? The Eibishter is pshittus. Not that we're speaking out echo, that he's defined in a certain way. He's only light, he's not darkness. How could darkness come from him? We're speaking about his pshittus because he's not defined. Anything could be from him. He's beyond description. So what's the question? How could it come Rebbe? Adrab, I'll say, you know how Rebbe come? Because he's Echad HaPoshut, because he's simple, because he's not defined, because it's pshit like the Ramaral says, because the Eibishter's Poshut Sholo Yugdar B'Shum Geder, he cannot be defined by anything. Therefore, anything could come from him. Nothing could, you can't be shadel anything from him. So what's the question? How can you have Rebbe? So what's the question? So the Tzemach Tzedek explains, the question is like this: since it's coming from you that you're Poshut, so it should be seen in the Rebbe also that why are they here? Because you're Poshut. How could it be a Rebbe which you could see everything what it is? More Rabu should be seen in every definition that it's Avaya, that it's you. Why am I seeing Rebbe? Why we see in every individual thing what it is? And the same answer is Kol B'Chochmas. So the Eibishter made Tzimtzum, the Eibishter made the Gvul, the Rishimu. Without the Tzimtzum, the way it's lifting at Tzimtzum, the way the Antu Chad expresses himself, it's going to be in V'la B'Chushba. Okay, me a Moshe Shavid Rezutah gives the Moshe Shavid Rezutah Kahai B'Tzina, like this candle. This passion, the Kol Star Diber. The light goes any direction, goes everywhere. But the Kadein Leminda Lane, if we'll look into it, what is this? We can say there's Sof and Dorim. Is that what it's about? You'll find it's really only the candle expressing himself. It's not that he's out to come here and there. He's Ein Sof Eil. He could come anywhere. It's not that he's, when I see light in one direction, oh, there's something about this direction. It's because he is who he is. He goes anywhere and everywhere. So I'm not, that means if I relate, if I trace back what's the source of every individual being, every individual way of existence, I'll come and see it's B'tzinibul Chedoi, it's the Pshit saying Sof, it's because he is who he is, anything could come. Fine. Since this is all, he's quoting the Lashon of Shishim Melachos from the Ksaviyad Rab. Says that's also a level in there. The high number begins etzem oir kemisha kol batzmus shein begins am shocha v'gilu klal min atzmus chmo v'yishayich shom tzvire klal. The fact, so he says an etzem oir is also not shaykh spheres. Says there's the air guf, the way air, the ultimate idea of air. Etzem air is to express the way the Eibishter is beyond anything, beyond expression. That's the real expression. Always you see the word etzem air. What touch etzem air? The emes of air, the reality of air is not to come to tell Elam a message, to make Yonam Bolim, or even to show that the Eibishter is bleakval and anything could happen from his Nishdos is the Eibishter. That's not Elokus. Elokus is. And that's air. Air is expressing the atzmis of the Eibishter. It says whatever we're going to ever figure out about the Eibishter, that's air. Air is expressing himself. Etzem air. Fine. We're not dwelling on this fact now. We're in social life, Beis badrigs b'derech klal. Aleph is b'chines air, b'chines ein sof, b'chines bli gvul. There's the higher level, the ein sof dikei. Beis der sheirish mokra kav shebein ein sof shein eses firis hagnuzus chulu. Also, we find these two levels. There's also these two stages. The etzem rotzen, the kesser is rotzen. Before he has kale the spheres in it, the chochem shebekesser, the kesser shebekesser. Before chochem shebekesser, before the spheres hakulim bei. The etzem in of rotzen could go anywhere, anything can happen. Masha yesh b'chinas chochem shebekesser, u'midah shebekesser, hey shosh yes spheres the eres k'mishin kulim bekesser. Avla kesser atzmei er l'maylo b'chinas es spheres. How understand Masha Kosav? Chochem ba'ayin timotzi. This was a chochme ayin to keser, or b'chinas yesh mi ayin. The hainu be'ein arich. So the question is, v'ali atzilus b'chinas gilu me'ahelam. It's revealing the Eibishter. So the answer is, he's going to say, it depends on what we're talking about. If we're speaking about the Rotzen Yischakim, so then the Chochmah Peil is a Gilui of that. The Chochmah that says, Lagabe B'chinas Chochmah Shebekeser, Harei Ze B'chinas Gilui HaHelam, Me'achar Shegam Chochmah Shebekeser, B'chinas Chochmah. Although the Chochmah that waits in Keser is beyond understanding in Chochmah Lo, that Chochmah that Tzilus cannot understand the Chochmah that waits in Chochmah Stimor, that waits in Keser. It is the idea of Chochmah, it's the Sherish of Chochmah. Elo she Chochmah de Lo, Mishalo Mailam Asich Vatam HaMusik. He says more than that. He says, the ultimate idea we say it's beyond understanding. It's only when we speak in regard to the Kliya Chochmah. The Masha Eira Chochmah can say Musik Fim Husa Kli, or is Masha Kli Peil Be'erchul. But really, Eira Chochmah on its own, would it not come into the Keli, it would also be beyond definition. It's the Keach HaChochmah, it's the ability to be mischakim. Before a person actually understands, that's already the way it's mislabish in the Keli, is understanding in a formality, in a formal way. Before that, it's the ability to understand, which is also l'mayla mi'aseich la'musik. Alkein l'gabe meiches timo, b'chinas meiches timo, eira chochmah, b'chinas erech, b'chinas gilei me'ahelam. First of all, that bechlal, the idea of chochmah comes from there. And secondly, really, has something in contact with the Chochmah, the way it's in Chochmah Stimah, because Eir Mitzad Atzmei is L'mayla Me'asogya. This we've learned over here in Sif Dalet. He says, if you see in Amud Chov Gimel, he says, Aval Ba'etzem Iyan HaSogya Shal Eir Hu Kemei HaSogya B'Shorshim Mikedi. If we really take Eir, the way Eir takes things, it will be L'mayla Masoga also. So therefore, that's Gilui HaHelam. Aber Gabe Atzmus HaKeser, Hariz Be'ein Arech. Yes, the Atzmus HaKeser, L'mayla Megeda Chochmah L'gamri, Hu B'chinas Bigvul Mamish, Im Kena Chochmah Be'ein Arech L'gamri, L'gamri Madriga Zu. So therefore you say, Chochmah Ayin Timotzi. So the question that Eiris have also accessories. So maybe it's not in Gilui HaHelam. So he says, no, the same Eir has in it what is Gilui HaHelam, because there's already a sherish for Eiris. In speaking Keser b'yachas t'chochim b'yachas t'atzilus, there's the sherish asvidus in Keser, and l'gabi that is a Gilui HaHelam. Then there is the etzam HaKeser, l'gabi that it's yesh me'ayin. And then he takes this a step higher. Aber l'gabi atzmus HaKeser is a bein arich. L'yez the atzmus HaKeser l'mayla meged ha'chochim l'gamri v'hu b'chinas b'igvul mamish im ken ha'chochim bein arich l'gamri madriga zu o kemei kein hu b'chinas ha'kav l'gabi ensof l'ifnei ha'tzimtzum in l'gabi sheish mokra ha'kav shein eses v'is ha'gnuzes ha'ri b'chinas Gilui HaHelam aber l'gabi atzmus ensof hain arich b'chinas ein sof mamish ha'ri b'chinas ein arich. So the same Eir is one hand that's Gilui HaHelam, the Gabi Shorshei, but the Gabi, the way the Eibishter reveals himself the way he is in Ein Arech, it's Yesh Me'ayin. Before he explained the Ein of Gilui HaHelam, Yesh Me'ayin, the Chilik is Eiris and Kelim. Kelim is Yesh Me'ayin, Eir is Gilui HaHelam. This made me question, how could I say that the Eir HaChochmah is Gilui HaHelam, HaChochmah Ayin Timotzi, in Mash we're going on the whole Chochmah, also Eir is Me'ayin Timotzi. So this is saying that this is in regard to the Blikvul, it's Taka Me'ayin. The Gabi Keser is Taka Ein Arech. Move on. Anashom Mevina.
So this could be related again to the two Ratzonot that we were talking previously?
Yeah.
And to Shem Havaya and Shem Elokim?
Two darks of Shem Havaya.
But we're talking about the Kav. Kav is
Shem Havaya.
Two the same.
Tai Shem Havaya, so the shade of the Svidus in the Kav, Shesha Eiris is coming from that series Agnuzis. So that Lagabi that it's Gilui HaHelam. It already began Lifnei Tzimtzum. But Lagabi the Ein Sof, which that's the Shesha that the Shadish Bechad should be as a Sfiris. All over Tzeinei. Who is all over Tzeinei? Because, so to speak, Ein Sof, so whatever he wants, he could want. Now he decided he wants this. Seviv Kol Almin, the Ein Sof of the Eibishter, that's the ultimate Shadish of Memalek Almin. Anything can happen. Now he decided he wants to have Memalek.
Because of the Memalek.
It's because of the Seviv, right. In the Ein Sof of Ligvul, all over Tzeinei, now he wants to express himself in Esses Firis. Now he wants to show the Esses Firis, so to speak, the Shleimus and of Esses Firis. He could have stayed in the state of Blikvul and also have it, but then it would be part of the Blikvul. But he wanted to show he could also express himself in the Gvul. Bring out these in Yonam. Al Derech Zein Keser. Mitzad the Etzema Keser, what's that the Keser? The Rotzna Velokos, Rotzna Veintzov. Anything could be. He's not defined in a certain definition. He could also have these 10 things. Al Derech Zein Nefesh Odom. You have the Etzema Nefesh. It could express itself in anything. Kiviyochel. Etzem HaNefesh is not Mugdar in Keiches. Keiches, like I said before, Keiches is already Arangestelt in Nefesh. Not this is Nefesh. It's not Gili HaNefesh, the Keiches. It's Klulim BaHaNefesh. It's thanks to Nefesh, but not this is the Nefesh. Nefesh is Poshut. The fact that there is Esses Sfira is that because he's so Poshut, he could also express himself in 10. So when we have the experience of the 10 Keiches, in actual Keiches, even Keiches Alomim, we'll try to define the Esses Sfiras of Eretz as Keiches and Alomim. So we'll say, where are they coming from? From Keiches HaKlulim. They're Gili HaHelam. But the Gabi, the Dargis HaNefesh, or let's take it lower. The Keiches HaKlulim, we're experiencing Chochmah Chesed. Why is it coming from? Because the person wants it. That's the source. In Lepel Mamish and Shtalshlos, there's nothing a person does not willingly. Right? Everything a person does, he wants. It starts from Rotzen. Anything a person does is Rotzen, and then he's Mischakim, and then he's Mischasfai. So what is that? That's, so to speak, the nefesh deciding, so to speak. We don't feel this whole ishtalshus, but it's. I'm going to leave myself. I'm going to come expressed in this thing, in this being, in this way of existence. So the nefesh b'etzem, he could do anything. Now he wants this thing. There's two things over here. First of all, if he were to understand things the way he wants to, that means nefesh should be mischakim. He will be able to understand the Eifim Poshut B'Yesed, not Mugdadik way. The fact that it's Mugdar is because it comes into Kelim. That's the idea. The air, that's the shades that are coming from, the Shorsha Svidus, Shorsha Keich is the way they're in Rotzen. Rotzen is the Chayis Kloli from the Nefesh. And it has the ability to come in to these 10 things. Reitzel is Chakim, Reitzel is Chasid. But then there is that meaning of Rotzen. He's Galus HaNefesh. He's in a good mood, he can go anywhere. Lapel, the Nefesh set himself up to that he's going to come only to these places. We don't experience the Pshitza Nefesh, beside Mesiris Nefesh, Rusud Libe, which also that's Rotzen accomplishes that. That's the Etzem HaKesed, the Etzem HaRotzen. It comes down into these 10. The Pele says they decide he wants these 10. So these 10, the way they're experienced in Keiches HaGluyim, but if we could relate it and trace it back to Keiches HaNalom, the way they call it in Rotzen, that's going to be Agilei HaHelam. But if we're going to say ultimately where is it coming from? Is it only coming from because Rotzen had a Rotzen for Lizchakim or Lizchasid, or because Rotzen could go anything? He's Be'etzem HaReitzeh. And he lowered himself to come down to these 10 Siyurim. So the Gabi is in Yesh Me'ayin, so to speak, in Nefesh. Same thing with Stam L'maylo. The Esses is the Eibishter puts himself in a Siyur. The Eibishter kann man verstehen. The Eibishter is himself, so like I gave the Moshel, a person wants to explain himself to someone else. Before he actually explains it to someone else, he has to think about it himself, how he would understand himself. So he's understanding himself as if someone else is understanding, but he is understands. Al him. Al derech zeh, that's his spheres. Then the sherish for that is because he decided he wants to come there. He wants to come in such a way of being moving. So that's Gilei HaHelam, because the decision already relating is the sherish for these 10 things. But the Gabi, the Etzem of Keser, anything could be. So it's a Yeshma Sis Chachas. Me'ayin Timotzi.
All this is before Atzilut. All of this is before Atzilut.
Atzilus, we're saying, is B'yachas to Keser. Yeah, he says the Rotzen, that it should be Chochmah, yeah, it's in Keser, yeah.
איך שהרצון מתלבש
הוא רוצה שיהיה חסד. וזה המקור של החסד, זה המקור של החוכמה. הרצון.
אבל הוא גם כוח, הרצון.
הוא גם כוח, הוא לא הנפש, זה מה שאומר קודם. על דרך הנפש הוא לא צריך שום ביטוי. גם לא לגלות שהוא יכול בכל דבר. זה לא העניין שלו, הוא לא צריך להגיד שום דבר. הוא בעצם נמצא, הוא לא צריך חי בעצם ולא הפלויס, וזה הגוף הזה ירידה כמו שהוא בעצמותו. זה רוצן, הוא רוצה, מי צריך לרצות? מי אומר שצריך לרצות? זה ירידה מהנפש, זה רוצן, זה סצינר, זה המשכה, הוא הגביל את עצמו. So that's the רוצן is the way
רצון שמעל רצון.
כן, יכול לבוא לכל מקום, כן. לפני רוצן פרוטי, כוח הרצון. זה לא רוצן פרוטי, זה לא שהוא כולל עניינים, הוא מתייחס, לא מתייחס. הוא כמו שהוא. זה פשיטס הנפש, על דרך זה למיילו, כי זה משתלשל, נייס אודם בצלמינו קדמוסינו, כן. זה סוגיה, זה הרב רשב אמר,
ממש סוגיה.
את המים,
ממש סוגיה.
הרב רשב אמר את המים הזה שבס אחת, והעולם לא תפסו את זה. אז הוא אמר עוד פעם, שבס פרס בלייסך. אותו מים. אותו מים. לא יודע, יש בהיסטוריה שהרבים אמרו אותו מים כמה פעמים, אבל יותר עניונים בבית.
הקטע הזה שאנחנו עושים
את כל המים הזה, מה שאנחנו לומדים.
א' ב' ג'.
מה? רק המיימר הזה, מה שאנחנו לומדים עכשיו. המיימר פרשס נוסי, מה שאנחנו עושים פה, אמר את זה פעמיים, זה היה מהפך.